Hi, this is Brett with Aim Small, Miss Small TV. Today I'm going to give you an update with this Timney Trigger in the CZ457, in this case at 1. Some of you may have already seen I was doing shooting a video featuring the CZ457 at 1, Lapua Midas Plus, and Lapua Pistol King. In that video, all of a sudden I started having trouble with the trigger. In this video, I'm going to kind of show some of the video that I cut out in the actual video that I recorded, and we'll talk about the challenges I was having with this trigger. I do want to make sure I'm crystal clear. Prior to any issues with the trigger, I loved it. It was great. In my videos, in my previous videos, I had mentioned that the Timney Trigger almost took out the trigger from the equation of trying to shoot precision shooting, because it broke nicely. The weight, I think I'm right around 6 ounces, is, you know, when you want to pull the trigger, it goes. In fact, sometimes maybe when it surprises you as light as it is. There's no pre-travel. I mean, it was just a great trigger, and it just kind of removed having to think about trigger pull out of the equation. I have many rifles, you know, and the trigger, I gotta tell you, that's your interface between what your brain wants to do, your finger wants to do, to the gun doing what you want it to do. And I think it's a very important piece of the puzzle. So if you are trying to be accurate in your shooting, I'd consider just replacing the trigger. You know, I'd like to say no matter what the cost. I mean, if the trigger experience is as good as this is, you know, maybe it's worth spending $150, $300 on a trigger. All right, that was a side note, I suppose. So what I'd like to do in this video is I'm going to show you the challenges I had with the trigger. But before I go there, I want you to know I replaced the trigger with the second Timney trigger I had. I purchased it for the Varmint Precision Trainer, which I never had time to install. I have now placed it in this rifle. The defective one is in here. I've probably had about 100 rounds through the rifle and no issue. So I am hoping. Now, the second trigger I did buy at a later time. So yeah, once I found out how great this was, I ended up buying another one. So I believe the issue is only on early release Timney triggers for the CZ457. I'll let you guys chime in and let me know if it turns out being something different. CZ is reporting that the sear spring that they originally installed in this might have been a little light, and so they're installing a little heavier springs. That doesn't affect trigger pull, by the way. All right, with the exception of the first video I'm going to show you of right when I installed the trigger, I've had 15, you know, I had challenges, and you're going to see it in this video here, with the actual bolt. Not with the trigger, but with the bolt. I've shot 1,500 rounds at least through the Timney trigger, no issues. And then all of a sudden, you know, started having issues. So check out this video right here on the actual install, and we'll return with more. So that is, I am seeing some weirdness there. The bolt there was kind of tight to open. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Okay, in this next video, this is when I was shooting the Lapua ammo when it started malfunctioning. Go ahead and check it out. Okay, I've had a new problem starting off with my rifle. Let's take a look. We're cocked, ready to go. Okay, I just moved off the target. But as I press the target, nothing. Or excuse me, as I press the trigger, nothing. Well, and there it goes. So something's going on here. I don't know what. Okay, in this next video, something very interesting is when I opened the bolt, a round was fired. go ahead and check it out. Okay, same thing. I'll use my other hand so we can see the trigger. So I'm pushing, tapping. We know we're armed. Now watch this. See what if anything happens here. So just a note on this: when your gun malfunctions, still be very careful on where you're pointing your rifle or your pistol. Anything that goes bang is going to destroy what's on the other side of it. In this case, I was still pointing it down range, opened the bolt, round went. So let's be safe, folks, when the guns don't do what they're supposed to. All right, in this next video, I'm tapping the trigger, and you know, it doesn't go, then fires. Go and check it out. We're cocked. Pulling the trigger, nothing. Now I could tell it wasn't going to work because there was a little bit of pre-travel. So sometimes if I tap the trigger like this, it'll go like that. All right, in this video here, a little bit better view. I put I shot with my left hand so you can see the trigger. Okay, so that's basically the challenges I've had with the Timney Trigger. Again, I originally was able to get a hold of the Timney pretty quickly, but for the last month, so let's say, actually maybe this year's already flying by. We're in 2022, so I think mid-January to now we're in the beginning of March, I have not been able to get a hold of Timney. When I called them originally, they picked up right away. I got to a tech right away. I mean, the service was pretty darn impressive, and they sent me a couple springs. 3 days later, I received them. So I'm not quite sure exactly if they're taking some sort of a break or what, but for the last easy 30 days, I've called, I've emailed, I've left messages, and I just can't get a hold of them. I don't know what's going on, but it's starting to get a little frustrating. Which makes me think, I'm not aware of any other aftermarket triggers for the CZ457. If I'm wrong on that, please leave a comment and let me know, because I might consider changing. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll go ahead and put a link to the video where I shot this ammo. And other than that, please like, subscribe, ring the bell, or shoot the bell, and God bless.